Last week was a bit of a hassle, but we are here. We're not queer, but we're here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Let's see, just setting up. I can never find freaking thumbnail. Wait, should be under. There we go. Thank you. Okie doke. Hold up. Yeah, let's go. Please, just do your damn job.
All right.
Freaking YouTube.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Across the network.
Oh god, yeah, that too. And
Yeah.
put monetization on would be nice.
Haha.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because I am actually at the payout limit. I made that. I'm over it actually. So I am expecting a bit of change come February. So that's nice. So thank you all for that.
Is that your first payout since getting to monetized?
First payout since like legitimately monetized. You know, like having the hours and having the subscribers.
Congrats. You make me almost wonder if I would not get demonetized. I mean, I had plenty of copyright stricken content, which I'll just take the hit.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Right. I mean, there's also going to be a lot more of my own thing, too, right? You know, because I'm working on music, you know, and anything I can't do, I'm ripping off of license-free stuff. I the closest thing I come to using quote AI is there's one or two images I fiddled with on this journey. What the AI that's on those
Mid Journey.
the Discord AI. I can't remember the name of it. Midjourney.
Yeah, Mid Journey. Yeah.
Right. There's a couple of things I messed around with Midjourney. Like, oh, those are kind of neat. And then when I did my Tremors of the Underking music video, I found AI footage from a channel that was recreating scenes from the Silmarillion.
Nice. Okay.
And he freaking had, you know, like he illustrated in CGI the entire Ulamog the Black or whatever, or Ungalok the Black, or the biggest dragon in the Tolkien universe.
Oh yeah. I know which one. I know the one you mean.
Laying cities to ruin with one fist, just, you know, raining hellfire, a force of fucking nature that puts Smaug to shame.
I know the one you mean.
Smaug as a snack. Smaug,
yeah, you think
Smaug would be about this big.
Yeah.
To this dragon. So I found this really well done, menacing CGI footage of the dragon, and I said, all right, I have to. I'm too awed.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So let's see, man. We've done, it's been 2 weeks, right? What has happened in goddamn 2 weeks? Had America arrested the dictator of Venezuela yet? Did we talk about that
2 weeks ago? I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they just did or were about to, or
maybe, like, I didn't even know they were just about to, right? Like I knew that there was all sorts of obstinate resistance from Maduro himself without good cause, and then the continuation of these boats, but then also people like, well, we don't believe you, and It's all sorts of nonsense, right? And
Of course.
the fact that they waltzed him into a U.S. federal court in New York City just like that, just like public American court, like a common criminal off the street, also
Yeah.
being treated as well as we treat any common criminal off the street, which with that certain kind of dignity, if you're just baseline behaving yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting display. You know, he's probably been whisked away to Valhalla or wherever the hell the psyop people go when they get arrested to go hang out with them. Right. But as far as the public is concerned, this guy is maybe going to get like life in prison or something like that and hang out with other dictators and monsters of the old system. Granted, Trump's not part of a good new system, but this is just what the new system's going to be. And we just press on as men of independence. Yeah. So Denmark. I just want to make sure I covered Venezuela for a hot second because we're talking about the very, very aggressive switch in the world stage that this administration has initiated the year with. We have the astrology of all sorts of nonsense hitting Aries, right? But we also have Chiron going into Taurus, so there will be a kind of healing for people on the land at the same time, right? You know, there's going to be good and bad forces exploiting the astrology of a situation. What humans actually want to do versus what will also be going on by those who are order followers onto the profane. That's another matter altogether. Now, here we are with a very imperialist move that the United States is business pressuring with this is kind of very, it's passive aggressive threats, right? It's very odd. It's very uncomfortable because, you know, it don't sit right with us to talk like this to a European nation who, although perhaps Denmark's policies are causing us major irritable problems, you know, very odd. It's like, it's been a very, like, I don't like making arguments for what they are doing. This is just about understanding what the fuck are they doing. And you see, although the narrative about climate change is a lie, because climate change has everything to do with the migration of magnetic north as per the very slow process of pole shift that we're going under, that the Arctic Circle has thawed. We now have naval concurrence with Asia via the Arctic Ocean. There are submarines and battleships of a Russian origin that can traverse those waters. And every dipshit American who wanted us to fucking take war with Russia dead ass serious is now joking around because they're staring at Alaska and acting like they're going to come through the fucking front door. I mean, maybe they're that stupid. They want to take that risk. They want a Pascal's wager that they don't need to defend the Arctic Circle, that we don't need to defend Canada on behalf of the very meager British Empire via its Commonwealth, which it is. Charles sat as the monarch last year and dictated policy for Canada. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Canadian leadership and anyone that thinks that Canada's independent, I don't respect your opinion. Just go away.
That's
Go,
such
go get an
no. They're
education. Go look at the history of the monarchs sitting in Parliament. Last time it happened was with Elizabeth in the 70s. All right? It's not like it's you're fucking blind. You're absolutely fucking blind. That's why that cunt is on your money. That's how funny it is to them. They'll just still be right there in the money. You've kicked them out, but you fucking want their money, their face on. You never want your prime ministers. You never want your generals. You never want any of your historical figures. You never want any of the indigenous persons that you want to worship. No, none of them. But the bloody Queen of England. Dead Queen of England. Is it Charles now? They reprinted the money in Canada? I don't know. So Greenland is not an independent nation. It's another territory of an empire. Denmark. The Empire of Denmark. It's absurd even thinking about it, but this is the issue. Right? Denmark is here, and so just like after the bombing of Venezuela, the left became all of them became nationalists, bitching about national sovereignty. Oh, thank you for affirming my argument. And now they're defending colonialism.
yeah. No, they're
Right.
they're
Listen,
not,
I want Greenland to be independent. And but the problem is you also insist that we have a hostile disposition with Russia. Right?
yeah.
And the only reason we have a hostile disposition with Russia is because, well, let's be honest, because extending far beyond what Putin and the Kremlin say now, it could always be very possible it is within the Russian psyche that they just want everything back, especially Kiev, because of history.
Oh god, yeah.
And after, and my attitude is now a lot more solid against Russia, because this Venezuelan raid, I listened to the Russian ambassador's remarks about it at the UN. I played it on my channel for you. He's using the same rhetoric that the Europeans that he's fighting are. It's both the hypocrisy and the fact that he is on that rhetoric and not extending any idea of what they care for as far as negotiations with Trump. And what Trump wants is an actual, like, dude, just stop shooting each other. Let's come have peace negotiations at the fucking table. Right? That doesn't want to happen. Europe keeps buying their oil. Is Denmark a major buyer of Russian oil? Okay?
I mean,
listen, this breaks my
like,
heart. I feel like I'm
guaranteed
arguing
like
with
a
Bjork.
large.
I heard Bjork, and I want to agree with Bjork. I love Bjork. I don't want to argue with Bjork. So we can be, like, have Greenland. Denmark can have Greenland, or Greenland can have itself. But for fuck's sake, you want us to die for you because of your attitudes towards Russia, and I don't know what the fucking difference is between you two, other than Russia just wants Kiev. All right? So what the fuck? You leave us no options.
Yeah.
This is not fun. You think we can count on the King of England to order Canada to help us fight the Russians, like, and then be effective? No. A lot of Canadians are gonna get fucking hurt.
Oh, and I'll tell you, I'll do you one better. The Netherlands, we are sending someone to Greenland, and I mean that literally. We're sending someone to Greenland, like one individual.
Sure.
We're sending one
Right.
lousy soldier.
Yes. Now,
like last Thursday at the local radio where
Yeah.
where I work, where I volunteer, like we were already kind of making jokes about it. It's like, what? So they're just gonna, like, have like a lottery, or like, rock paper scissors, like, rock paper scissors shoot, you're going.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Greenland is on the esoteric level to give us an idea of what is hiding behind the theater of war and the value of Greenland. Because of all of this thawing that's been going on, there's some stuff under the ice, some things and some stuff that they don't want you to know about. That's old, right? What is northern Greenland? If you look at any um, um, latitudinal, longitudinal map, the tip, the northern tip of Greenland is inside the Arctic Circle,
Yeah,
right?
probably.
It's part of the whole landmass of the American continent. It's all part of the same kind of shelf system. You know, if we're going Turtle Island theory, it's either like the head of the turtle. I think it's actually the head of the turtle of Turtle Island. I think that's the idea because it's got like Alaska is like one fist, and I think like some part of northeastern Canada is up here, and then you've got down by Florida's another leg, and then going
Yeah, okay.
down, and then Mexico is the other. No, Mexico's the tail, and then the other leg is kind of partially submerged, where you get the that big long peninsula that's part of Mexico.
Middle America? Like
No, no, no. It's Mexico's got that thing. It curves down like that, and then there's that little slice of land, and there's like a bay in between it. It's what's left of what California used to be when it used to be part of all of that. And there was water.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So all of that, that's Turtle Island theory, right? So if this is the back of a dead giant, then the psychic power and the animism of the head of this giant would be awakening, right?
Sorry, what? Like one moment. Can we, violence? Can we bring constitutional rights to Europe? How about the fuck we don't? No offense, but it's like it's working out so great for you guys. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Like you can't copy paste what America is doing, right? And like America sets up a lot of people for fucking failure, right? I'm in a hard spot of my own fucking doing in many respects, which I couldn't help it based on the world I was born into and and what I was told about how it works and what I chose to accept and reject, or what I saw as truth or didn't see as truth, and how confusing that was for me, on top of how much of an impatient kid I was. And like I did more damage to myself than any conspiracy ever did to me, right? Other than how I made poor decisions based on how I was fooled by things,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. There's just they didn't like like the latchkey generation is basically, I was towards the tail end of that, so I really wasn't latchkey was the problem, but I should have been latchkey. So I had a big problem where I couldn't handle as as a mature young kid, like doing the wild thing the way the latchkey generation did. I was having those early millennial impulses of being more pampered, right? The millennials were a very balder kind of generation,
Yeah.
wild and free versus Frigga's just like, oh my God, Boulder got a scratch. Boulder got a scratch, right? That's where we've been, right? And that's why
Yeah.
Boulder died in 2020, right? And so we've been figuring out how to get the whole universe to, have gratitude for Boulder, right? And America's lost, it's not doing a good job at getting that gratitudinal image back, because unfortunately, we prefer not to acknowledge all the lies, right? you know, we got this guy who comes, you know, he may be a pedophile protector, if not a pedophile himself, because we now had all these documents that were legitimate and now without explanation other than handled by Democrats are illegitimate, turning it into bipartisan politics, which is nauseating. Nauseating, and MAGA's abandoned that, caught up in the sadism of Charlie Kirk revenge, which they are now getting out of Nicole Good, right? And we've got an infection of parroting the Essenes and the Zealots in the Jewish War. We're watching it happen. I'm finding bits and pieces of its relevance as I'm reading the Babylonian Talmud, as I just read a section citing stuff in the Bible and stuff from their Mishnahs and such about permitting, due to the transgressions, the slaughter of them all in their sanctuaries. Right? So, you know, yeah, it's extraordinarily troublesome, right? America is more about really, really, really hard on the bottom, but you're still going to be taken care of, but not in the best way possible. You make sure everybody gets taken care of in the best way possible in Europe, but it's very, 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 very hard to get above a certain elsewhere, right? And I was just listening on Instagram to Thorlipdar from Old Norse Magic and Beliefs, and he made an Instagram video explaining his reasoning for coming to the United States. He loves everything that is preserved in the more nanny state kind of capitalism, pseudo-socialist system in Europe, which isn't the worst. It's just pretty, money sucking, and you seem to have plenty of, I don't know, you seem to have plenty of the social freedoms in general. I don't know, man. I wouldn't see the living experience there as so bad. I would probably really just see it as, well, I could see how the state could entrap you, right? By everything that you're dependent on, right? And so you'd want to get your freedom by going to where it's harder to whatever, so it's kind of cool that he was able to play with those options, right? The best we can do in America to do that is just you go to a more welfare-y liberal state like Connecticut, and then you try to come as close to that European way, because the Democrats are always trying to emulate what Europe is doing in that respect, which is also reflecting attitudes in foreign policy, right? Which is where we get the problem, because the Democrats, just like the European Union, all would really like us to complain about Russia all day and give them inefficient hell for the slaughter that they're doing on the Ukrainians. And we don't want to hold the Ukrainians accountable for deceiving the public and being, very unreasonable in any kind of big deal that could be done, because there's been peace between these two before. And everybody wants to forget about the coup of 2013, which this is all in continuance of. Just like Maduro was in continuance of the, it wasn't a coup, they had their radical election, and they got Hugo Chavez and started us on that path.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so we're dealing with a lot of the influence of people that want more of the Hispanic style socialism as opposed to the European kind of nanny welfare state situation in America. So we're dealing with a whole lot of our own doing. I mean, that is also freedom, right? The freedom to fuck up. You're watching America deal with one of its some of its worst right? I mean, the Civil War itself was much, much worse. You know, there was all American casualties on both sides in the Civil War. Well, with the exception of the Irish casualties, which is what turned the war around, who were not Irish, I think, until they would have survived the war. So, no Irishmen, right? The Irishmen that died as Americans post mortem. You know, like,
Yeah.
that's the deal. That's the fucking deal. Um, so, yeah, if Europe would like to do a better job at toning shit down with Russia, maybe Donald Trump would rather just take an American favorable trade deal like he's been doing instead of just trying to protect North America from the folly of Europe's threats. That is fucking fair if we're going to believe this theater of war or we're going to believe my esoteric nonsense.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You choose. Would you like to do it for esoteric reasons or for everything else I just said? Let's get to some fucking readings. I see activity in the chat.
Yeah, it's mostly well, it's solely violence at the
Oh,
moment, but
violence. You're so violently interrupting this chat. No, I'm kidding. All right, alrighty. We're gonna roll for you here in just uno momento.
hey, fuck it, you absolutely should. I mean, these are very
Yeah.
profitable times for a private militia.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, have you ever made an offer to interview Thor?
No,
You should.
I know.
You know, back in the day, I think I had one private correspondence on Instagram with him. Just hit him up on Instagram.
I should.
I think he'll do it. Look, he's. I think he's in our camp. He likes Tom Rousel a whole lot. And anybody who likes Survive the Jive is good with me. You know, it's just like things are different in America, right? Things are different. It's just like it's hard to see. Like, unfortunately, the entire deportation crowd is acting like fucking sadists, right? And so they disgust me because I want to see the United States federal government respect the laws that the state has the right to enact, which has been upheld in courts, which Donald Trump can't defeat in their courts and could not defeat in their ballot box. And for the Democrats to fail in acting on the wrongness of this, right? When he is supporting it and he is supporting the conduct of the murdering agent who put her in entrapment.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know what that fucking entrapment shit looks like. That's when you worship the state so hard you'll throw your body at innocent civilians for it. Bitch just trying to fucking ride away. And it was that important to you to fucking end an American's life to protect Americans like her who belong there because she has family business there from the illegal alien that you're hunting that you cared not to tell us who you're looking for. You found like somebody posted a rapist that guy had caught in the past, saying that that's who he was looking for, but he had been out of this country since June. Like the left the left doesn't, the right is doing horrendous shit. Charlie Kirk death has turned these people into monsters, and it's now reflecting, with the level of overreach, just because of probably she's probably been part of that rhetoric. But I'm not saying she's an innocent person. I'm saying she was within her fucking rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm fucking saying. I'm not saying she's innocent of anything. I'm saying she's in her rights because that agent was assaulting her. He's not a police officer. His business is to interact with immigrants and to defend himself when he is approached. He approached her. His choice to engage.
And isn't there
you can further context, I mean, you want to make it look worse because it looks better every time I look at it. She's waving cars to pass. She may have been agitating before, but guess what? You don't have a right to be there, which is why the local cops are not there. The local cops are supposed to be there to stop these situations. You're just patrolling the streets arbitrarily, and you got caught doing that. And that is the principle by which she was in her fucking rights. Because everything of their presence there was wrong. And I am somebody who does support the way ICE used to do things. ICE has been around since like the Bush administration, at least. You know, deportation as a policy in this country has been around forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's a deportation. You know, any king, anybody, any empire, anything that declares itself sovereign has laws and a head and a law or lawmakers, and they will, at their pleasure of the people or whatever, do it their way and kick you out. And there will be some existence standard of kick you out. Just like there's an existence standard for put you in jail, an existence standard to put you to death, existence standard to take your things away from you. Right?
Yeah.
It is the evils of government for those that are dependents of the government. And, you know, I unfortunately have a small amount of dependence to the government. The question is, does that mean I have to fucking literally comply with everything? Right? And so, fundamental breakdown in communication governing all this. All right, let's get to it. And yes. Denmark, if you're fucking listening, fucking serious, answer those questions or you're gonna have a fucking problem. And I don't want there to be a problem, and I'm not in control of that situation, unfortunately, because I didn't get fucking elected, because I didn't run, because I told you that government is slavery. All right. So, violence. I'm not going to look at what you've said in the chat directly until I've done the blind read. Here on your I Ching is the 19, the nearing. Creating success from the source. Consistency bears fruit. Arrival at the 8th month means a pitfall. That's interesting. Now, the 8th month. So it's either about the past and something that happened 8 months ago, or it's about the future, and an 8-month process is often involved with this nearing energy, is what they may mean. Which 8 months. 8 months, you know, the Asian system, 8 is their 9, right? Like where we're at with the 9. So, but it's 19 though, which reduces the 10, which reduces the 1, right? But so the numerology is a little different. So the greater spirit draws nearer in an ongoing process of growth as you simultaneously pay patient attention and take responsibility. Harvest happens during the 8th month. And of course, the 8th month in the Gregorian calendar is October, right? Which is a harvest season. Octo, right?
Yeah.
But it isn't the end of the process of growth. Stay present to the ongoing cycle and do not only focus on results. How does this want to grow? How can you take responsibility for its development? What would your greater self do? So this is about the perpetuation of the energy, right? You are figuring out not just what you're doing when you get to the end of the cycle, but you're also preparing the end of that cycle to have a continuous flow into the next cycle, to like how the restart handles, right? With the harvest, you then go into the to the fallow season. You lay the land fallow because it's the winter, right? And so that period of time is taking what you've developed at and cultivated at the harvest and setting it out in a plan. In a plan that perpetuates either doing it again and more, or it being the foundation for what you were planning to do upon the accomplishment of this task. So that's the framing mechanism. What is our guiding spirit? All right, we got a elder duck. Follow the flow, right? So this one's also making it easy for you, right? It's a path of least resistance. Whatever looks like the easiest place you want to invest money, for instance, you know, put it in that, right? If it's easiest that you move to this location other than that location because it's about moving, then go with the one that's easier to do, right? You look at all, you weigh your choices. The choice that is lighter, literally lighter, in you know, to process and make happen, that's going to be the right choice in context to the nearing. All right, let's get into your cards. All right. So in our focus position, the green man. So this is about you taking charge of your life. And Ulthal, taking charge of your life and having that kingdom. In on Urd. All right. Ace of Stones. So you've already got the foundation. And Ingvaj. So this works well. You get Ingvaj with the nearing, right? So you've got the foundation, and the foundation is developing. It's a developing foundation too. So this is great. It's you know, you know, it's kind of like the seed. The seed is sprouting, if you will. Planted the seed in the ground and it sprouts. Stone is sprouting out of the ground like a tooth. All right. Dandi in the present. 3 of Vessels. Joy, but it's reversed. So the happiness of the social cohesion of your circumstances now are not present, right? It's pretty self-explanatory, right? The things between you and other people that you know, made the situation you are in great aren't great anymore. And Degas, right? You still put a great attitude into your circumstances despite the joy no longer being there. So for a Skuld, 3 of Arrows. Reversed. jealousy, right? So you got a false confirmation on what you thought you were supposed to be doing. And if you go with the false confirmation, you're never going to reclaim the joy that you're looking for. Hey, Mr. Cattail. And Saul, right? And so this affects you in that deep and personal manner. All right, so that's your read. Let's take a look. All right. Let's delete the role from constitutional rights. All right. Norse Magic Beliefs, right? Good channel. My astrology, 19 days. Okay, cool. Just all right. So violence, is that good? I can pull your Whisper in the Woods. I imagine that if you got something to say, you always speak up and bring up bits and pieces for me to bestow the wisdom. Yeah, trying to get your life back into control. Me too. All right. All right. Let's see. You got, well, teach. It says here. So, take what you know that you know how to explain to people, and find some place that wants that and go there. Don't even think about the money, because you shouldn't have to think about the money because you've already got the Ace of Stones and Ingvaj in your foundation here. Right? So there's something in that to teach. All right, great.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. So that's that for violence. There's no one else.
Doesn't seem to be. No.
No. Because I'm good here if we want to cut it here, but if it's not, if you got anything you want to ask me about,
no, I don't know. I don't really have anything.
okay.
And for as far as, things in my life are concerned, things are, well, good in the places that they have been good for a while, and sucky that in the parts that they have always sucked at.
Yep.
My ex is still being a bitch. Still refuses to let me see the kids on a regular basis, and coming up with all kinds of bullshit excuses. So that's nothing new, and that's never going to change because she's never going to change. Work is going really well, actually. Since I want to say since yesterday, I am now doing freelance jobs as well in security. So yeah, no, I'm good. If there's like really no one else, then yeah, I think we're good for now, unless you have something that you need to get off your hairy chest.
Just just get readings from me, Zerilath at yahoo.com. Join me for my read of the Babylonian Talmud if you're trying to understand better why Talmudic Jews do what they do and say what they say. And yeah, pay attention to my music on Zerilath Shreds, which is they're like audition cards. They're just like shred salad, Throw it at people and be like, hey, what do you think about this guy? Do you think you think what kind of band would you throw him in? Who needs a guitarist like this, right? Yeah, you can do that for me. That's about that's about it. All I need is a job wherever I'm going.
All right. Well, you heard it, everyone. Zerilath at yahoo.com. And as the text says, buy a personal reading and help a wizard being less poor or be a little less poor. I should edit that, but there's a character limit. So, anyway, thank you, Violence, of course, for joining and for being so lively in the chats. At least someone joined. Violence, we can always count on you for joining. So thank you very much for joining us again. For everyone who might be watching later, who might be listening later, thank you as well. Be sure to check us out live next time. It is every Saturday at 6 a.m. p.m. 6 a.m. Hell no, 6 p.m. Amsterdam time, midday EST, and if that is not your time zone, do math, use a search engine, and look it up, whatever it is in your time zone. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave something nice in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to Zerilath as well. Why not support us a little more? Support us a little further by subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/GreyhornPagans. I will be doing more for the Patreon. I'm gonna make a few changes to the channel. I've done a short live stream on that, which is on the channel as well. If you don't feel like doing Patreon, get yourself a channel membership. Everything is very much appreciated. And of course, thank you very much to Joshua Matters, the one channel member that I do have. It is very much appreciated. And of course, thank you to my patrons, the 2-3 active ones that I have. So, thank you all so much. Make sure to also check out the website, www.greyhornpagans.com, for everything that we do on the Greyhorn Pagans podcast, Drive the Greyhorn Pagans, and more. We will see you all next week, so make sure to join us live for some more high-minded discussions and live rune readings. It's been good. See you next